I cannot talk about it because I have a confidentiality, and I need to get the check. We just won it last week, and I'm in this country because of President Trump. He job. I started real estate. I built a beautiful house. Trade a friend,
dude. Look at that, dude. It's got the pee jug, bro. Oh shit, dude. She's attempting to be the first woman to sail through the Strait of Hormuz in a rowboat. Oh, dude, I love that. Dude, it's so funny.
Donald Trump is the Wizard of Oz. He is the guy. It's a man. He plays Monopoly with real fucking buildings. This is a scary man. And he owns all these beauty pageants, Miss America, Miss Universe. Isn't that a bit like Michael Vick owning a series of pet stores? It's a fucking catch-and-release program for him. This is a man who said, my daughter is hot. Even people in Arkansas went, that's fucking wrong. That's just way out of place. And that fucking hair, my God. I believe the hair is the Donald. I believe that's it. I believe the body is a maintenance system for the hair. He goes home at night going, we're home. Hey, fuck it, let's get out of here now. I'll fuck her, let's do this.
Dude, like, bro, they tried to warn us, man. This is 4 years before he became president. Everybody in New York knew he was a fucking pig, guys. Melania now is like, something's going on, guys. Okay, let me just tell you, I mean, I grew up in LA. I've been around like a lot of famous people in the film and television industry. Okay, like one of my good buddies from college is Anthony Hopkins' lawyer. I've been like in the circle of the entertainment world for a long time. Okay, let me just tell you this. When it comes to defamation or that kind of shit, people don't really throw around lawsuits because when you're really wealthy, when you're famous, like people make up shit about you all the time. The rumor mill of shit around famous people is just a constant churning thing. Nobody sues about this stuff because it's all bullshit. And the fact though that Melania is like threatening lawsuits and doing outrageous impromptu press conferences is like a sheer sign that something significant is connected to this. Nobody thought that Melania presser was a smart move. Dude, everybody was like, we don't know why that thing just happened. Everybody is sort of tying it to Amanda Ungaro, and we know that this guy is supposedly the dude who introduced Trump and Melania. I mean, dude, something's going on, boss. That presser of Melania's was the craziest fucking thing I have ever seen, where nobody was even talking to her. Nobody was even talking to this woman, and she comes out and is just like, let me do a 6-minute diatribe about Jeffrey Epstein. I've been wondering if that press conference is about the Michael Wolff lawsuit. Melania had never made any statements, really. She's been like quiet about Jeffrey Epstein. But now that she has made a statement of like, oh, I used to see him at parties, all of these rumors about Jeffrey Epstein, she has now made a public statement. Now, if she gets asked a question in a deposition, if it comes to that, now she actually has a loophole to refer to her previous statements about Jeffrey Epstein in a way that she can not take the fifth and not give an answer and be not lying, right? I think she laid groundwork. So let's look at what we have established here, guys. We have Donald Trump admitting in many interviews that he was good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. We have Jeffrey Epstein on record being Donald Trump's closest friend for 10 years. This is the 90s, and there are plenty of witnesses and business associates that put Trump and Epstein as like super friends. As soon as Ivana and Trump's marriage ended, the divorce was granted in 1990. That means the whole decade of the 90s. was Trump and Epstein were besties. And when did Trump meet Melania? That was 98. New York Fashion Week party, 98. And again, they're trying to say that it was 𝗙𝗪𝗡𝗆. Here's Michael Wolff. This was back in July.
The birthday letter that Donald Trump apparently wrote for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, and this idea that they shared a wonderful secret. What do you think he's referring to?
I think that he is referring to the girlfriend that they shared at that point in time. So there was a woman, and as far as I know, she's not underage, but who they literally shared, who literally went back and forth between these two guys.
This woman, 𝗙𝗪𝗡𝗞, here she is with Epstein. And, right, there she is with Epstein, but here she is with Trump. She was both Epstein's girlfriend and Trump's girlfriend at the same time period. So, guys, essentially what was going on is right before Trump met Melania, in that year leading up to when Trump met Melania, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were both engaged in a relationship, a back and forth relationship with the same Norwegian woman. This is significant. Sharing a woman for these kind of egomaniac dudes is saying a lot. I mean, dude, it's pretty crazy. And I mean, dude, here she is with him and Ivanka. Okay? I mean, look at that, dude. Yo. Yikes. Dude, look at Ivanka. Look at how different she looks before she had her face operated on. She used to have like a normal face, right? Dude, isn't that wild? Like, who's the girlfriend, dude? He still looks like he's closer to her, dude. Always. Every time Trump is with a girl, you can't tell which one is his girlfriend when he's with his daughter. Isn't that's disturbing, guys? Then Melania enters the picture. This was one of Michael Wolff's claims. This is the one that started the chain reaction of threats to James Carville, to Hunter Biden, and ultimately to Michael Wolff, and the threat of $1 billion lawsuit if he doesn't stand down.
About his connection to Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and Melania Trump. And in fact, it contains a passage in which Epstein is quoted, and this is from an interview apparently in 2007, where he says that he had sex with Melania a full year before Donald Trump commenced his relationship with Melania.
So, now, if we are to look at the reality of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and their woman sharing leading up to this, the idea that Melania was banging Epstein beforehand is entirely believable. Dude, it is. It is entirely believable. It's fitting at the time. Now, the thing about Melania, until Melania was dating Trump, Melania was like a nobody. She was just another Slovenian woman who was here star fucking, trying to get work as a model. She was doing whatever, but she was not in society. You either have to be rich, like Ghislaine Maxwell, or you can famous your way in. You become the model Naomi Campbell. You become a big model. You become a superstar. And then boom, you're all of a sudden elevated into society. Or you become the serious girlfriend of one of these society people. So this gets crazier though. This is an email from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff about a story related to Melania. This is from 2018. It says, holding up his shithole country's comment, his "I will sign whatever is put in front of me" clearly shows cracks in his mental state. Transcripts could drive him over the edge if the Melania story doesn't come out. So there is some mysterious Melania story that is referenced. Here's another one from 9 days later. Also to Michael Wolff, he says, Achilles heel, Melania transcript. C2, Melania also focused on dates of porn star before birth equals of Barron or after. Before birth of Barron or after. They also now have 2 army people escorting her kids to school. So there's some implication. There's some type of Melania story that is buried in here. Now, here's what I don't understand. Obviously, Michael Wolff has some context with these emails. And Michael Wolff has like many hours of tapes of Jeffrey Epstein's working on the biography, etc. So what I'm wondering, though, is what does Michael Wolff know? And why is Michael Wolff not like outing more of what he knows? And is Michael Wolff going to end up being like Michael Cohen, where he's just here, you know, plugging his books, creating a sense of drama, building his own personal profile, and then only to reel everything back in and become more of like a protector? Because, you know, I personally, guys, have feelings about if this guy really had a whole bunch of information, why isn't he just putting it out there? Why isn't he like sinking the battleship? You do have to ask yourself that, right? Tabloid cat is a great way of putting it, because he is milking this. And so is 𝗫𝗄𝗆. Like, that's the thing, guys. I think all of these people, look at what Michael Cohen did. I think all of these people are kind of milking this because being at the center of the Epstein thing, if your name's not in the files and if you're just an exterior person, this is like viral gold. Think about how many podcasts Michael Wolff has been on. How many times have we seen this, guys? Where Michael Wolff is sitting in a chair on Instagram going, let me just tell you about Melania. Right? And meanwhile, you see somebody in the back room just fucking counting money. They're feeding money into one of those machines. Dude, it is, but there's some weird shit. Okay, there's some weird shit going down here. That's why I think this press conference happened, guys.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today.
Dude, that out of the blue, she came out and just gave that press conference. And everybody is like, dude, what is she doing? What is she talking about? I mean, there is something in there that she is absolutely trying to give herself a workaround. I think she's trying to be able to survive a legal deposition without lying. I don't know if it's Amanda Ungaro. Like, we don't know, because you know what's so hard to tell, guys? Is that they're all swine. Like, even Amanda Ungaro, okay, she got deported. Her kid is here with 𝗫𝗄𝗆. Like, whatever angle she has, she is like trying to get some sort of leverage. Like, everybody involved in this shit, if they weren't being victimized by Jeffrey Epstein, they all possess knowledge, but they're literally holding whatever they have, trying to get something out of it. So it's like, I feel like we can't trust any of them. I mean, I think if the Michael Wolff case ends up going to discovery, that would obviously be devastating, because I imagine anything Trump and Melania would say would be disseminated like all over the world, right? It's not going to be hidden at this point. But I also know that they're going to do everything they can just to like never have that happen. Her and Donald Trump have never gone under oath about this, guys. Never. They have never been deposed. Epstein was deposed. Ghislaine was deposed. Numerous survivors have been deposed. A number of Epstein's assistants have been deposed. Even Sarah Kellen was deposed. She took the fifth over and over and over again, his lieutenant. But Trump and Melania have never been deposed. And I don't know, man. I feel like they're going to pull the full force of the government out to try and prevent that from happening. There's Amanda Ungaro and Paolo Zampoli. Dude, this guy. Now, this is the guy, though, that presumably has a recording, something about Melania being an escort. Now, this ties into the shit that Keith Edwards was talking about.
I wrote a paper for the press, and the First Lady used what I wrote in her speech and stuff like this. With the Daily, they just win a huge case, I cannot talk about it because I have a confidentiality, and I need to get the check. We just won it last week. And I'm in this country because of President Trump. He job. I started real estate. I built a beautiful house. Trade a friend. Donald Trump knows. He threatened his friend Paolo, which they consider me family, and his wife is not a prostitute. Maybe she has not the most fluent American accent. Maybe she poses naked like many models, but she's a good girl, okay? So you don't want nobody call your fucking wife a prostitute when she's the mother of your kid. And Melania told me, Paolo, don't worry, you have our back. Everything that happened, we'll protect, okay? Then 2 weeks later, they won the election, and that's it.
Dude, I mean, I don't understand what this is, though, because, like, we have your back, everything that happened, we protect you, but, like, to me, that's not the hugest fucking earth-shattering thing, dude. Dude, I feel like Geraldo opening the vault, because there's an implication that he talks about her actually being an escort. And that was him basically saying, like, he's protecting them. You have our back. Everything that happened, we will protect you, after he defended her in a Daily Mail lawsuit. So the tape is real, but there is no, like, I hate to be Ken Martin here, but I don't see a smoking gun of Melania being an escort there in those tapes. But I will say this. There is something in Melania's story that they are trying to hide. And there is definitely something in Michael Wolff's lawsuit that he is trying to compel into the light without him outright saying it and being sued himself. Now, whether we get it or not, I don't know. But what is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.